Hi, welcome to another drum lesson in conjunction with drumdeal.com. This lesson we're going to be using the paradiddle-diddle rudiment. We're going to use it to create a half-time shuffle feel groove. So we're going to work through the manuscript. So if we begin at letter A, we're going to start off learning the basic pattern. So we're using the paradiddle-diddle. If anybody doesn't know, paradiddle-diddle simply means this sticking pattern. Right, left, right, right, left, left. So we get this. 2, 3, 4. Now the paradiddle-diddle often has accents associated with it, so we're going to put one accent on the first beat, so we get the P of paradiddle-diddle is going to be accented, and all the rest are going to be nice and quiet. So we'd get this. Now the way we're going to start to orchestrate that around the drums to create this feel is we're going to put the right hand on the hi-hat, leave the left hand on the snare. And to begin with, there's not going to be any accents anywhere. It's all going to be played fairly quiet. So we get this. That's section 1. Section 2. We do the same kind of pattern, paradiddle-diddle, but this time we bring the right hand back to the snare drum and we start the paradiddle-diddle on the snare drum, and that gives us this pattern. So nice and slow, we get 2 snares. 2 hi-hats, 2 more snares. And there's one accent in this section, so section 2, that's the hand that comes back to the snare drum. So we're going to be playing these as 24th notes, groupings of 6, sixlets. So if I put the first 2 groupings of 6 together, this being the tempo. Hopefully the first thing you'll notice is my left hand is very quiet. All of the beats on the snare drum are nice and quiet, and the right hand is kind of a medium volume on the hi-hat and then comes to loud when we hit the snare drum. I'll take it a little slower, so now the only thing that's missing now to create our first beat, letter A, is the bass drum. So simply on the first paradiddle-diddle, on the right hand we put a bass drum in. So a little faster. So those of you the manuscript in front of you, letter B, we've got the full pattern with the ghost notes as we're just playing them, and it's going to sound like this. Another thing I may do to get a different sound, I may move the left hand, playing the quiet notes in the middle, I may move it to the edge of the drum, so we get a different sound. Here's the same pattern doing that. Okay, moving on to letter C on the manuscript, we're now looking at putting another bass drum in there. Now this bass drum, if we take the first 6 beats, the first 2 diddles on the hi-hat there, paradiddle, or the dull bit, we're going to be putting a bass drum there, so we get this pattern. Second half is as it was. So if I put that on the drums, a little slower. Moving on to letter D, we're now putting the bass drum 1/24th note earlier. So we're now looking at the diddle that was on the hi-hat, or the double right. First one is now the bass drum, so we get this pattern. Again, to put that into context, moving on to letter E. Letter E, we've now got two bass drums in a row, two quick bass drums. They're going to line up with the diddle, part of the first paradiddle diddle. So, paradiddle. Second section is as it was before, so we get this. Okay, moving on to letter F. We're now looking at changing the second section and putting a bass drum in that section. So section 1, to recap, is one bass drum. And section 2 is now, instead of going without any bass drums, we've now got this pattern. Two sections together. Okay, so that's all of the bass drum patterns on the manuscript. There's 12 beats in there that you could put the bass drum on, or multiple beats just on one. You can come up with lots of other ideas to do with that pattern. So start to ad-lib. Jump from one pattern to the other, A to C, C to D, back to A, and see what you can come up with. Here's some examples.